Hello students, we are going to start a new chapter today, and that is chemical effects of the current. Now as soon as this word comes current, we know that we are using many appliances which work only because of the presence of the current. We had this chapter in 7th standard also, and like basic things were discussed in it was given in 7th standard only. So we have an idea about the current and also about the instruments which run on the basis of the current. So we will start the chapter. First of all, now the substances can be divided on the basis of their current carrying capacity. Substances can be divided into the categories on the basis of their current carrying capacity. So first of all, to begin with, we have got good conductors of electricity, good conductors of electricity. Now what is the meaning of this good conductor of electricity? Just now I said that on the basis of the current carrying capacity, the substances can be divided into two, like good conductors and the bad conductors of electricity. Now when we say good conductors, conductors means the one who can conduct the current, who can carry the current, and good means they are very good, they are good conductors, that means they can carry the current very efficiently. So how can we define good conductors of electricity? Those substances which allows the current to pass through them, which allows the current to pass through them. Now if we talk about the examples of the good conductors of electricity, we know the copper, aluminium, silver, these all are very good conductors of electricity. That means they have the capacity to carry the current. That means they allow the current to pass through them. So if I want to quote the examples over here, I can write copper, I can write aluminium, I can write even what? I can write even silver. So all these are good conductors of electricity. Now why? Usually we can say that metals are good conductors of electricity. Metals are generally good conductors of electricity. Now why metals are good conductors of electricity, children? Because in metals the electrons are loosely bounded. Electrons are loose, that means free electrons are present in metals. Free electrons are present in metals, and that is the reason they are good conductors of electricity. Now if we talk about the bad conductors of electricity, if we want to talk about the bad conductors, of electricity, now just opposite to the good conductors, those substances which do not allow the current to pass through them are bad conductors of electricity. So those substances which do not allow the current to pass through them. substances do not have the free electrons, and so they cannot conduct the electricity. Now, if you want to talk about the examples over here, I can write plastic, then I can even write the wood. So, these are the examples of bad conductors of electricity. So, till now what we have discussed is a very small thing, that there are different kinds of substances. There are few substances which allows the current to pass through them, which carries the current nicely, and on the other hand there are certain substances which do not allow the current to pass through them, or they do not conduct electricity. Now, examples are also very clear: copper, aluminium, that means metals, and here the like the plastic, wood, all these are bad conductors of electricity. Now, we have already discussed many a times that the uses of any particular substance depends upon the properties of that substance. Uses of any substance, that means this particular copper, the use of copper, the use of aluminium, the use of silver. What are the different uses of all these? What are the uses of the plastic? What is the uses of wood? So, the uses depends upon the property. So, uses depends upon the property. Now, what is the property of the copper? Copper is very good conductor of electricity. So, when I say that copper is very good conductor of electricity, then what can be the uses of copper? What can be the uses of aluminium and silver? Definitely there will be certain other uses also. No doubt aluminium is used in various fields, like it is used for packing material also in foil. It is light and so used in making the aeroplanes also. Many uses are there. If we talk about silver, jewelry making is there. Coins are made out of that. But in terms of conductivity, we are talking about this property, that this can conduct electricity. These metals can collect, or these substances can collect electricity, current, can carry electricity. So, definitely where it will be used, these will be used where the work is for them. And what is the work? To carry electricity. And that is the reason the copper is used in making wires. Wires means what? The original, the inside, in a wire, we are talking about the inside copper wire. Now, why we are using copper wires? Why we are not using silver wires? Silver is very good conductor, than it is also very good conductor, in fact better conductor. So, then it also depends upon the price factor. As silver is very expensive when we compare it with the copper. So, there is no use of using silver in place of copper. Why should one use? So, what is the use of copper? As it shows the property of conductor. It is a good conductor of electricity. So, it is used where the current has to be flowed, and that is the reason the copper is used in making various kinds of electric wires. I will add one more line over here, electric wires. Now, in the same way as we are saying that the properties decide the uses. So, here when we say that these are bad conductors of electricity, and so definitely it will be used where the electricity should not be conducted. Wires are made up of good conductors of electricity because we need the current to be carried away, or carried away in the sense we want the wires to carry the current. We want the current to flow from one place to another. Now, but we do not want to get shock. That means the copper wires needs to be protected by something other. Like something other means which kind of other substance? Which do not conduct electricity, so that we do not get shock. So, when copper wire is there to conduct electricity, because we want that. Now we want a covering which is made up of bad conductor, and so bad conductor, that means when we talk about the plastic and certain other bad conductors. So plastic like substances are used for making what? The covering of wires. Covering of wires. Now along with this, these are also used in making handles. Handles of what? The appliances where the current is flowing. I am talking here only specially about the current because we are talking about the current only. This chapter has to be this chapter we need to discuss about the current, because the name itself says the chemical effects of current. So take the example of iron. Iron, the body of the iron is made up of metal, but the handle is covered by the plastic for the two reasons that it should not become hot, that is also the effect of the current, and we should not get shock. So it is also used to make handles. So we can see over here that how the properties are responsible, or how the uses depends upon the properties. So this is all about the good conductors of electricity and the and the bad conductor of the electricity. That means the substance which can carry the current or through which the current can pass are known as good conductors. Example, metals. And there are substances which do not conduct electricity or do not carry the current through them, and these are known as bad conductors. Now good conductors are utilized in making wires, and the bad conductors are used in making the covering of the wires or the covering of the handles. Handles of what? The electrical appliances, say for example iron. So this one is all about the substances based on the capacity of carrying current. So there are certain substances which carry current on certain conditions. So first of all, the substances which carry conductors can also be known as the the substances which carry current can also be known as the conductors. This can also be known as the conductors. Now the bad conductors, the one who do not carry, can be known as insulators. Insulators, that means which do not carry current. But just now I said there are certain substances which carry current, but maybe on certain conditions, and maybe carrying current not as strongly as the good conductors. So I am talking about semiconductors. So what is the meaning of these semiconductors? Semiconductors or poor conductors, that means the one which do not carry current as the conductors. That means they are the poor conductors. And one more important thing, that on certain special conditions the substances start carrying current. So these are also known as poor conductors. So actually semiconductors, the substances which comes under the category of semiconductors have the property of both, have property of both, property of both metals and non-metals. So they come under the category of the semiconductors. Now see, poor conductors can be said, then semiconductors So, the one which do not conduct electricity as nicely as the conductors can, or they need certain special conditions to carry the current. Now, they have the characteristic features of both metals and non-metals. Now, how to find out that whether this substance is carrying current or it is not carrying current? So, we can check always whether this substance is carrying current or it is not carrying current. This is a substance which we need to check. This is the substance which we need to check that whether this is carrying current or not. So, we can take the wire. Now, obviously, we will need a cell. Along with this, definitely a key will be required. A key will be required. This is the substance which we need to check that whether this can carry the current or it cannot carry the current. This one is the cell, we all know. This one is the substance which, suppose I said this one is copper. This one is copper, or I will write here silver, and here I need to have one bulb to show that whether this is working or not. Along with that, now if you want to check whether the electricity can pass through this substance which is silver over here, so just need to find that whether this bulb is glowing or not. If the bulb glows, that means this substance is a good conductor of electricity, and if the bulb does not glow, that means it is a bad conductor of the electricity. So, this is a very simple circuit, and I do not think so that it has to be explained because this was already done in 7th standard. So, whatever substance we need to check for, whatever substance we need to check that this one is a good conductor or bad conductor of electricity, we just need to put that into the circuit. Cell is there, rheostat is there, key and a bulb. So, all these things we require, and the substance which we need to check that whether this will conduct electricity or this will not conduct electricity. This by making a very small and a very simple circuit. If the bulb glows, we will be sure, we are sure, or we will be sure that yeah, this substance is good conductor of electricity because electricity is passing through it, and that is the reason the complete circuit is formed and the current is formed, the flowing in the circuit, and the bulb is on. What if the bulb is bulb doesn't glow? Bulb is on in the sense bulb glows, and bulb is not glowing or bulb doesn't glows. Then what does it mean? It means that that this substance is a bad conductor of electricity and it's not allowing the current to pass through it, and that is the reason the bulb is not glowing, because it is not getting the current. So, this is how we can find out that whether this substance, any substance, can carry electricity or it cannot carry electricity, whether the substance is a good conductor or the bad conductor of the electricity. Now, in case of very weaker current, in case the current is very weak, the bulb cannot glow. The bulb cannot glow, even though we can use the bulb of very low power, low voltage, but to check the current flow, to check the substance is good conductor or bad conductor, many a times LED is also used. So, now we will discuss little bit about LED, that what is this LED, and then we will move to the next topic. So, here we have discussed about the conductors and the insulators and the semiconductors, and we have also learned that how by attaching a substance we can check whether the substance is a conductor or bad conductor. Now we will move to the next topic. Please note this.